The camera's going crazy. Ah! Are we on yet?
I believe so. Yes, we are. Oh, great. Hey!
Is the camera steady now?
Yes.
Okay, camera's steady. Good. That's better than me. That's better than me. Hey, Twitch. How you guys doing out there today? I'm feeling a little better for having a day off, but I got myself in a little bit of trouble with all of this coronavirus thing. Everybody's closing all their offices. And when my nurse called me on Friday to talk to me about making sure the insurance would cover my pain meds, like a goober, I didn't count my pain meds. And it wasn't until Saturday morning I counted my pain meds and realized I didn't have enough to get me through the weekend until Monday when I could get a new prescription. So I ran around a little while, finally got a hold of my doctor, and I said, I've got some other kinds of pain meds that I was using before the surgery. Could I use those instead? And he said, well, yeah, you can use those. You might have to add one more because they're not as strong as the ones we gave you. So I'm like, okay, I'll use those until Monday. The only problem is that they make me a little bit goofier and they definitely affect my voice a lot more than the other ones do. So you'll just have to bear with me if I sound kind of raspy and mean today. That's just the way it's going to be. But I'm only going to do about 3 songs because there again, my voice is probably not going to hold much beyond that. We've got a special request today. Actually 2. I had 2 people that said they wanted to hear certain songs, so those are on my list, and I'm going to add one more to it because it kind of goes with one of the requests. You know, on my first album, the very first album called Balance in Nature, there's a picture on the front cover of a dragon and a phoenix, which I drew actually. I drew that when I was just in transformation. My voice had shattered 3 days after my first testosterone shot, and I was terrified that I may never get to sing again. So I decided, okay, if I can't sing, I'll move to New Zealand and raise Jack Russells and see what I can do about becoming a fantasy artist. Because I used to do art when I was in high school. So I picked up my pencils and I started scribbling around, and that was the first thing I drew, was that yin-yang of the dragon and the phoenix. And I drew it based off of so much of the art that I'd seen in the past, because I've always seen those two together. If you look in all the Asian art, you'll see the dragon and the phoenix together. And I thought, there's a story behind that, but I don't know what it is. And I went to my brother, who's a Buddhist monk, and I said, Brother Pavana, I said, do you know the story of the dragon and the phoenix and why they're always together in the Asian art? And he goes, oh, Grasshopper. He always calls me Grasshopper. He says, Grasshopper, you wish to know a great mythology. Let me tell you the story. And as he told it to me, the phoenix rides into the land of China, heralding a great change to come to the land. And then she bursts into flames after singing this song of change and challenge. Bursts into flames and leaves the whole land in darkness. And then, as the wind rises, riding the wind, comes the dragon, who is constantly, always looking for the phoenix, always trying to find her. And he carries on his back the change, the next change to the country of China in the form of the new emperor. So I was like, so the dragon is the symbol of the emperor, and then that would make the phoenix the empress? And he goes, oh, yes, Grasshopper, you are most wise. And I said, but, you know, whenever I see them, they're always depicted with, like, clouds of smoke and lightning and chaos going on around them. What part of the story is that? And he looks at me, he says, have you never had a relationship with a woman? Do you not understand the concept of mortal combat and wedded bliss being one? Then all of a sudden I understood. So, there you go. This is the dragon's point of view. You watched her fire, you listened to her haunted song of true desire. Now the empress is gone, a hopeless heart is more than you can take, while something dark is rising up from out the lake. You can run for the caves or the hill, for the balance balance of nature's coming still. Well, the phoenix once burned, the dragon has returned, bringing strength and power to fulfill the word and will. He rules the water from rain and stream to storm and sea, a pearl of thunder he carries in his company. His breath is raindrops of fire falling from the sky across the hilltops. On winds of change you watch him fly. You can run for the caves or the hills. Balance of nature's coming still. Well, the phoenix once burned, the dragon has returned, bringing strength and power to fulfill the word and will. He seeks Suzaku, the phoenix burning ever bright. The flame he walks through turns to sea fire in the night. They call him Ryu. She sings to him a battle cry. Heroes, I love you. They fight in joy and never die. They are the yin and yang, bound by their wedded bliss. Without their fighting dance, this world would not exist. Without conflicting change, life's value then would cease. But balance kept in range can bring us all inner peace. You can run for the caves or the hills. The balance of nature's coming still. Well, the phoenix once burned, the dragon has returned, bringing strength and power to fulfill. You can run for the caves or the hills. The balance of power's coming still. Where the emperors once burned, the emperor has returned, bringing strength and magic to fulfill the word and will.
Everybody wants to know Dresden is appreciated.
Ah, Dresden. Yep, you are appreciated. You're going to show off, aren't you? All right, bless you.
Thank you. What? He didn't say anything.
He didn't. You're right, he didn't. Are you not going to reveal your trade secrets on video? All right, what you don't understand here is every time Sansi sneezes, he gets very upset. And he will cry, and he will go over to her and take the soul that she just lost when she sneezed and put it back into her nose with his foot. He does this all the time. I'm surprised he didn't do it this time, unless I was busy talking and he didn't hear it.
Yeah.
He may not have heard it. But yeah, he usually doesn't miss a sneeze. Let me grab a drink here.
People are saying he might steal the show from Alec.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He's talkative. He's very talkative.
He is very talkative. I think somewhere in there was a Siamese. But,
Oh, stop it.
Speaking of stealing the show, I will tell the actual real story. Because normally I tell this story at Renaissance fairs or at fantasy fairs or whatever. And I keep to the fairy tale of it. And I will tell you the more real details of the story. The story of Carl the Troll. And there are many of you who know of him in the West Coast area, in the Northwest. Carl the Troll was an ex-Marine who used to work at the Renaissance Gig Harbor Ren Fair when I worked there. And he played the troll. We had a bridge that crossed over a little dry creek. and he would hide under the bridge. And when the parents and their children crossed over the bridge, he would jump out when they got to the very end of the bridge, and he'd terrorize everybody. And he was actually aiming for the parents. But if he scared a kid by accident, he had a backup plan. And he would have a bag of candy, and with the parents' permission, he'd give the kid a piece of candy, and he would ask the boys to give him a good punch on the shoulder to prove that they were stout warriors. And then he would ask the girls to give him a kiss on his very fuzzy, overgrown cheek, to let him know that he was okay and forgiven for scaring them so badly. And here I am on my stage, and Carl the Troll comes by and hollers at me while I'm on my stage and says that he wants to play with me. And I'm like, Carl, you're a troll. What are you gonna do? He goes, I can play a hammer dulcimer. And he pulls up this filthy, beaten up, broken stringed, cracked wood dulcimer and a huge wooden mallet. And he says, you want me to show you how I play it? And I'm like, no, no, please, Carl, no, don't do that. Maybe you should do something that I know you're much better at. You're a fantastic musician, I'm sure, but you're much better off doing things with sharp, pointy stuff. What's that? And he goes, ha ha, to battle. And then he left. And that was how the story went. And Carl was notorious for getting involved in all sorts of things at the fair, and he was part entertainer, part security. At one point, Heather Alexander was followed backstage by a fan who was not quite well in his mind and was kind of harassing her. And at one point, literally grabbed her and bent her down to give her this huge romantic kiss, which of course she did the only thing a female could do at that time when she's not quite thinking what to do. You can't hurt your clientele, but she basically laughed at him, which made him kind of come to his senses, and he realized that was a dumb move and he shouldn't have done it. And as he's standing back up and she's starting to escort him out from behind the stage, Carl must have heard or scented that something was wrong, because he comes around the corner with a double-headed silver axe in his hand going, is there a problem here? And Heather's like, no, Carl, no, please, don't kill the patrons. It's quite all right. I've got it under hand. She literally had to rescue this guy from Carl, who was going to go beat him up because he was backstage doing things he shouldn't. So this was what Carl did. And at one other time, in the old days, when cannabis was not legal in the Northwest, there was someone peddling marijuana out in the streets in the fair, and somebody saw them and called out the alarm, and the guy took off running. And they said, somebody stop that guy. And he goes running down the aisle of merchants, and I don't know how he heard it. I don't know why he knew who he was looking for, but all of a sudden, mid-air, flying through the air comes Carl the Troll in full regalia, lands on top of the guy, sits on him, and won't let him get away until the constabulary comes to take him off properly. This is Carl the Troll. And the true story of Carl was, yes, one day he did go off to do what he does best. He went off to an SCA battle. And there's something called the Grand Melee, which is where everybody all gets together and you all smack each other with boffer swords until finally there's only one person left. And that person left is the winner. Sometimes they get to be king. This is what we do in the SCA. Well, here's the Grand Melee, the end of the battle. It is the end of the day, and the sun has set its blood-red cast upon that battlefield. And Carl the Troll is standing there, the only one left, going, ha ha, I'm Carl the Troll. I'm the last one standing. I win, nah, nah, nah. And he hoists a girl over his shoulder to go take her back to the tent. And his troll wife says, Carl, put her down. You don't look well. He's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm off. And he goes back into his tent. Well, when he got into his tent, he had a heart attack. And the Valkyrie came for him that day, and they took him before he could get to the hospital in the ambulance. So the story I tell is true completely. And it is a noble story. He died in battle, as all good trolls should do. So this is Carl the Troll's real song of the Troll of Valhalla. There's a troll in Valhalla, neath the bright rainbow bridge. He jumps out and scares you if you're close to the ridge. Just give him a kiss or a fierce fighting grin. He'll offer you treats and then welcome you in to Valhalla, where the Valkyrie sings, where the ale horns are full and the horses have wings. Valhalla, it's a warrior's goal to fight fiercely, love lustily, and pay off the troll. He's the hero of children and the bane of king's men. He breaks regulations again and again. If you're weak-willed or lazy, or your heart is not true, then you meet with his axe and you'll never get through. The Valhalla, where the Valkyrie sings, where the ale horns are full and the horses have wings. Valhalla, it's a warrior's goal to fight fiercely, love lustily, and pay off the troll. When the music starts up and the storm father sings, the troll gets his dulcimer covered in strings, which he beats with a hammer till the wood flies apart. Oh, the sound isn't pretty, but it comes from the heart of Valhalla, where the Valkyrie sings, where the ale horns are full and the horses have wings. Valhalla, it's a warrior's goal to fight fiercely, love lustily, and pay off the troll. He challenges scoundrels, he'll terrorize thieves, he'll take down the peddlers of poisonous leaves. You can't bribe him with gold, or with jewels, or with pearls, but I hear he's a thing for those blonde, pretty girls in Valhalla. Valhalla. Whoa. Live your life to its fullest, till your time is at hand, and the Valkyrie carries you far from this land. Let your foes, friends and lovers be many and great, so when you meet the troll, he will open the gate to Valhalla, where the Valkyrie sings, where the ale horns are full and the horses have wings. Valhalla, it's a warrior's goal to fight fiercely, love lustily, and pay off the troll in Valhalla, where the Valkyrie sings, where the ale horns are full and the horses have wings. Valhalla, it's a warrior's goal to fight fiercely, love lustily, and pay off the troll. There's a troll in Valhalla.
No one's complaining about your voice, all 51 of them.
Well, that's good to know. It is giving me a little bit of trickiness, but I'm working with it.
You sound great.
Paying off the troll, by the way. This is a good time to put that out there. I think I fixed the Nightbot. We had the Nightbot was doing its job and being security yesterday or the day before and kicking people off when they did things like post links. But if you want to know how to drop me some money so that I can keep doing what I'm doing, because I have no Ren fairs right now. I have no gigs. Even without the coronavirus, I wouldn't be able to go anywhere anyway, because I had 2 bum legs and they're not walking anywhere anytime soon. But I've got a PayPal, and you can drop money into that, and it's www.paypal. Actually, it's paypal.me/Alexander James Adams. That's my PayPal link to get money into my number. And actually, if Sansi, if you want to type in exclamation point tip pot on the chat, that will give everybody the address in hard copy. We did fix it, so if anybody wanted to post that link, they could, and the bot won't lock you out for 10 minutes because you're being naughty. They're very, very serious little things, those bots. So that's how to pay me, and pretty much keep that in mind. Keep this whole thing in mind of what I'm doing, and Celia Farron's out there, S.J. Tucker's out there, Nathaniel Johnstone, Dogwood. We're all out on the internet right now. Every one of us is out here in some form or other. Betsy Tinney's out there. We've got Patreons. We've got Twitch channels. We've got online concert things. We've got stuff. That's the only stage we have right now. So if you want to find us, that's what you need to do. And it's the same for your merchants. for all those really cool trinkets and stuff that you wanted to buy at the next con, and those people aren't going to be there because there's no con, find them on the internet. Go out, Google them, find their stuff, find their Etsy page, find their store, and start doing what you can. And if we just keep helping each other and leaning on each other, we'll keep giving you music and great stuff, and you guys can keep throwing little pennies at us as we go. And that's the thing, especially like with the Patreon. My Patreon, if it was just $1 from everybody that was a friend on Facebook, and I got that every month, I would not have to worry about my bills. And I could just do this completely without any kind of stress at all. So that's what I'm hoping for, is I'm hoping to get there. And I think Celia's doing a drive tomorrow, as a matter of fact. She's going to go on Facebook, and she's going to do kind of like a telethon, where I think she keeps performing music all day long until she gets a certain number of patrons, just so that she can make sure that she's got the money to pay for her bills.
Ooh. Somebody is asking for your Patreon link.
I think you can put that down. It should. Oh gosh, I haven't put that on there yet for the bot. I should have put that on for the bot. If you go to my webpage, my website, which is alexanderjamesadams.com, go to that, and it's got the link there for my Patreon. It also has the link to Bandcamp for both myself and for Heather Alexander. So you can get our music through that. It'll have a calendar and everything, which I haven't updated because there's no point. There's nothing. It's not like I'm going anywhere. But I think, yeah, and thank you for reminding me. I'll get a bot that tells you where my Patreon and my Bandcamp are too. I just haven't got it all. It's technology, and I'm a pagan, and that sort of thing. Before I lose my voice completely, I will do this. I know you're out there, Fee, because you requested it, and you said you were going to be here, and a bunch of your friends are out here.
Fee brought a lot of people with him.
Yay, Fee! All right, so thank you very, very much for that. The more the merrier. This is the song that goes with the dragon song. This goes with Balance in Nature. This is the Suzaku side of it. And funny, because I wrote Life's Flame long ago, and I tend to actually think, when I think of the dragon and the phoenix, I tend to think of Heather and myself, because we have this kind of wedded bliss Mortal Kombat relationship. We've had it for many years. And I tend to think of Heather as the phoenix and myself as the dragon. And it's funny, because I wrote this song long, long ago and had not realized in the words at the end, from dragon's flame and ire can come forth phoenix fire. I had no idea that these two were linked together like they were. So it's just one of those funny things that muses sometimes make you say things and you don't understand what you're doing, but you just do it and you find out later and you're like, wow, that was genius. I don't know if it was genius. I think it was just magic, and somebody whispered in my ear and I was smart enough to listen. So this is Life's Flame, which hopefully will inspire all of you. It's a song about empowerment and doing what you need to do. One dark and stormy night, a fledgling fell from flight into a Faulkner's arms. Though dead it seemed to be, the Faulkner could not see any wound to cause such harms. The Faulkner bound it round and laid it on the ground, then went and built a funeral pyre with the bandaged bird within. Soon the flames began to spin, tangle up and then grow higher. From there a phoenix bold rose up of flame and gold, twisting about within the air. Still bound it hung above and sang of pain and love, all the magic power of dark and fair. spoke the falconer's fear. There may be danger here. I cannot let this raptor free. Its words I cannot trust. It burns with power's lust. So in turn it could burn me. The falconer then moved fast, and the iron shackles cast, thus catching up the bird in chain. Thy fear has boded ill, and bound me against my will. Now I must die and rise again. I am a life's flame, respect my name. My fire's red, my heart is gold. Thy dreams can be, believe in me, if you but let my wings unfold. Upon the night, its golden breasted flame and fair. One flash of fire and then came stormy night again, and found the partner holding air. Magic never dies, in children's hearts it lies. Pray let them learn from times before. From dragon's flame and ire can come forth phoenix fire, and we will hear the song once more. I am a life's flame, respect my name. My fire's red, my heart is gold. Thy dreams can be, believe in me, if you would let my wings unfold. I am a life's flame, respect my name. My fire is red, my heart is gold. Thy dreams can be, believe in me, if you but let my wings unfold. So there you go, Twitch. That does it for me. It's kind of fun doing these little shows where I can only do like 3 songs. And what, 5 or 4 or
Yeah,
what?
54 people.
I got 54. Thank you guys for coming. That's wonderful.
And we all agree your voice is absolutely great. It is not suffering at all.
Well, that's good.
I got blue through the living room there. So
that's good to know. However, I can feel it right now that my legs have had it. Sitting up like this is a little hard, and I have to put ice on them a lot, and I have to do little exercises all the time. Get on my Patreon. get on my Patreon, because even for $1, because even for $1 signing up, if you're on my Patreon, you get to see this month's Patreon, which is going to be darn funny. It's got nothing to do with music.
Oh, it's great. I'm on it.
We've had no time or opportunity or health, really, to get into studios and do stuff. So, Betsy's not feeling too well right now. She's been laying in bed hoping she's not coming down with something. And Dave's running around trying to take care of everybody. I'm hiding out in the back room doing my little exercises and stuff.
I'm telling poor, bad jokes. I have rubbed off on this guy.
Bad jokes. Please rescue us.
The puppets was not my idea.
No,
I'm
the
just
puppets.
A
Yeah,
sidekick.
well, if you want to see the puppets,
I'm just a sidekick.
You're just
a sidekick.
You're just going to have to come on to the Patreon and see
know.
the puppet show, because we just started doing puppet shows for Betsy to keep her entertained, because she was downstairs all by herself.
She's all by herself down there.
So what else can cheer you up at puppets? So anyway, we're being as creative as we can here in the teeny house at Wild Pines.
This is what, 3/4 of Tricky Pixie?
This is 3/4 of Tricky Pixie here, yeah.
And this is what happens when you guys get bored.
This is what happens when we get bored, is come and watch my Patreon. So anyway, I don't know if I'll be coming on tomorrow. We've got a lot of things we got to do. I got to go get my meds, and Sansy's got to go shopping, and all that stuff. So if I don't see you tomorrow on Twitch...
In my hazmat suit.
In your hazmat suit. Yeah, everybody has to wear a hazmat suit. If I don't see you on Twitch tomorrow, I will probably see you on Tuesday. So take care of yourselves, wash your hands, do all those good things, stay the 6 feet away, virtual hugs, all that. Thank you guys for showing up, and I'll see you when I see you, and I'll try and announce when I'm coming on next. So, all right, so hit the button and make me disappear. Magic trick.
What button?
Watch this.
Okay,
It's a magic button up at the far left corner there.
Where? Okay, I got it.
You got it.
Okay, bye. Oh shoot, bye.